prior to the Six-Day War, there's incredible fear in Israel because there were so many armies who were about to attack us, and with untold amount of money from the Saudis and from the Gulf states, they had the support of the Soviets, and Israel didn't even have weaponry from the United States. And there was fear of how many lives would be lost. Most people who had a foreign passport left the country, but the Rebbe told Chassidim not to leave. Israel's going to have an amazing victory. Told that to my own parents-in-law, who were then studying in Kfar Chabad in Israel, and they had to stay there. So there was this one lady who had a son who lived in Israel, who was studying in yeshiva in Israel, and she told him, please come home. And he said, no, the Rebbe said, we're not to leave, it's going to be safe. Well, she was very concerned, very worried. Now, she had a cousin who was the PA for the American ambassador to the UN. This guy's name was Joe Ben Eliezer. He was the PA to Arthur Goldberg, I think it was his name. And in any event, he made a private audience with the Rebbe, and he says, this is my cousin. She has only one son, an only son. You can't just tell him that he could leave. He won't leave. And the Rebbe said to him, I have thousands of only sons in Israel, and I tell them that they should not be afraid, that Israel is going to be safe, they're going to have an incredible victory, and so I can't do that. Well, of course, we know Israel did have a miraculous victory. After the war, the Rebbe's brother-in-law asked him, Rebbe, how did you take such responsibility to tell people not to leave Israel in such a time? The Rebbe said to him, but it is a clear mitzvah in the Torah. Al yedach levavchem, do not be afraid. You know, this week we begin the portion, Kiseitzei, when you go out to war, Hashem will give your enemies over to you, like a certainty. But it's not just a certainty, it's a positive command. That when you go out to war, you're not allowed to be afraid. So how do you make yourself not afraid? We can understand and say, okay, even if you're afraid, you still have to fight and fight with the full passion. But how do you have a mitzvah, actual command, al yedach levavchem, do not be afraid? How? How do you control your emotions of fear when there's so many reasons to be afraid? For that, you need to join our course that we're starting this coming Tuesday night at 8 o'clock in live and on Zoom, where we will explain how our minds can control our emotions.